So guys, in this JavaScript project, we are going to create this particular web page, and when the user comes on this change background color and clicks on this particular button, basically the background color of the web page will be updated. So as you can see, we can randomly generate the color and set it as a background color over here for this web page. Also, we will be able to see under the console section what is the color that is getting generated over here. So when we go inside the console section, you can see that all these hex colors are getting generated. So when we click on this change background color, the hex color is getting generated and it is getting set as the background color for this body tag over here. So guys, let us create this HTML, CSS and JavaScript project. So let us move to VS Code. So over here, let us create a new folder inside the projects folder. So guys, in this case, we are going to name the new folder as change background color. So as you can see, we have this change background color folder inside which we have to create the three important files, that is HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So guys, over here, let me just create a new file in this case. So we will say index.html. You can give any name to your HTML file based on your preference. Over here, we are going to follow this particular structure. We are going to name the HTML as the index.html. Then we are going to create the external style sheet, that is style.css file over here, which will have the different styling attributes which will be applied to the HTML page. So guys, we have created the style.css file as well, and then apart from this, we are also going to create the JavaScript file, which is the most important file in order to have the JavaScript code so that we can change the background color of the web page. So guys, over here we are going to create the script.js file. So we have created all the three files over here. Let us now create the structure of the web page inside the HTML file. So guys, over here, simply we are going to use the Emmet abbreviation, that is exclamation symbol over here, and when we press enter, as you can see, automatically we can get the boilerplate code over here that will help us in order to quickly edit our HTML code. So guys, over here, as you can see, we have the starting HTML tag before which we are having the doc type HTML, which means we are going to follow the HTML5 rules over here. And then inside the HTML tag, we have two important tags, that is the head tag and the body tag. If you have gone through my HTML tutorial, the link I have given in the description section below, then you must be knowing that all the tags will have the starting tag and the ending tag over here. So this head tag is the starting tag, as you can see. So this is the head keyword in between the open and the closing angled brackets, and then we have the end tag as well, that is the head tag over here, before which we have the / in this case. And then guys, inside the head tag we have the different attributes. So as you can see, we have the meta tag over here, which will help us in order to make this particular web page responsive, and then we also have the title of this web page. So guys, you don't have to worry much about these things over here for now, since we are going to focus more on our JavaScript code inside the script.js file in order to change the background of the web page. So guys, over here, for the title tag, simply we will say change background color, as this text is going to be displayed on the tab of the web browser. So when we are going to open this page, you can see that we have the new tab string over here. Instead of this, we are going to get the string that we provide inside the title tag. So guys, this change background color will be displayed over here. Now guys, what we have to do is, inside the body tag we will provide the structure of our web page, and before that, let us also link the style.css file and the script.js file to this HTML file over here. So guys, how do we link the style.css file? Inside the head tag over here, simply we are going to make use of the link tag, and link followed by colon, and then we have the CSS. This is the Emmet abbreviation that we have to use. So guys, when we click on this, as you can see, we have the rel attribute as the style sheet value and the href attribute as the style.css value over here, which means we are going to refer to this particular file, that is style.css file, in order to get our styling attributes which will be applied to this web page. Now guys, let me just collapse the Explorer over here so that we can see the code in the full screen. So over here inside the body tag, what we will do is at the end, in this case just before the closing body tag, we are going to link our script.js file over here. So guys, simply we will provide the script followed by colon, and then we have the src attribute. This is the emmet abbreviation. So guys, when we press enter, as you can see, this is the script tag that we can use in order to link our JavaScript code to this particular HTML web page. So guys, over here simply we are going to make use of the script.js file in this case. Now guys, since our JavaScript file, that is script.js file, is in the same directory compared to the HTML file over here, that is why we can directly provide the name of the JavaScript file in this case. If the JavaScript file is in a different directory, then you have to provide the directory path so that you can provide that particular file name. And the same rule applies for the CSS file as well. Since we are having all the three files in the same directory, then we can directly use the file names, that is the style.css file name and the script.js file name. Now guys, inside the body we are going to create a button, and when the user is going to click on that particular button, we are going to change the background color of the body. By default the background color of the body will be white. So guys, let us create a button over here. So first of all we will create a div container in this case. So guys, simply we are going to provide the dot character followed by the container, that is the name of the class that we want to set for the div tag. So guys, this is the emmet abbreviation that you can use. When we press enter over here, you can see that automatically a div tag is created based on the class name that we have provided after the dot character, that is the container class name over here. And then inside this particular div tag, we are going to have a simple button over here. So guys, simply we are going to provide the button tag followed by the ID of the button. So guys, let us say we provide hash character, and then we want to provide the ID as change bg color in this case. So guys, as you can see, this is the ID that we want to set for this particular button tag. In this way we have to use the hash character in order to provide the value to the ID. So when we press enter, as you can see, a button with this particular ID, that is change bg color, is created. Now guys, inside this button we want to provide the text, that is change background color. So simply we will provide the string, that is change background color over here, and we can simply save this file now. Now guys, basically in order to view this file, the very traditional or the conventional way is to get the path of this particular HTML file. So when we right click on this particular HTML file, you can see that we have the copy path over here, which will copy the full path of the file. So when we select this copy path option, and simply we have to paste inside the browser. So guys, over here after pasting on the browser, when we press enter, as you can see, we have now got the change background color button over here inside the div tag. Now guys, this is the conventional way in order to view the HTML web page, but we are going to make use of the extension inside the VS Code, which is named as the live server. So guys, basically this live server extension, as you can see, this is the extension that we can use. This will help us in order to create a local server on our machine so that we can easily view our web pages. So guys, over here you will get the go live button, as you can see on the bottom right, and when you click on this particular go live button, a local server will be created and your HTML and the other CSS and JavaScript file will be hosted, and you can easily see them on the web browser. So guys, over here what we are going to do is simply we will click on this go live button over here, click to run the live server. So guys, when we press on this go live button, basically it is going to start the local server. As you can see, this is the localhost server that is getting started over here, and automatically we are getting the web page that is getting displayed. So let me just copy this into another browser, that is the Chrome browser over here. So instead of providing this complete path, we are going to provide the path of the local server where we are going to view the web page. Now guys, what is the advantage of using this live server? So basically, whatever changes we make on the HTML web page, simply we have to save those changes and automatically your changes will be loaded on the web page without you having to reload the entire page over here manually, which we had to do in our conventional way of viewing the HTML web pages. So guys, over here, let me just remove this color in this case and let us set the string as change background. So when we save this file now and switch to the web browser, as you can see, automatically the change has been made over here on the web browser. So guys, this is the main advantage that you get while using the live server over here. Your development will be very fast. So let me just save this file once again, and again you are getting the change background color. Now guys, what we will do is simply we are going to provide certain styling attributes inside the style.css file over here. So what we will do is over here we will use the class name, that is container, and let me provide the dot character followed by the name of the class container over here, and simply we are going to get this button at the center of the screen this time. So guys, first of all, let us set the width of this container to 50% of the width of the entire web page. Also, in order to identify whether this particular width is properly set or not, basically we can give certain background color to this particular div tag. So guys, over here we are going to provide the background color as yellow when we save this file now. So as you can see, this is the div tag which is taking the 50% of the width from the left side of the screen up to the middle of the screen over here. Let us also provide certain padding. So in this case, we will provide the padding of 20 pixels, and also we will provide the border to this div tag which is the container. So we provide the border of 2 pixels width followed by the border style that is solid and the color that is black over here. When we save this file now, you can see that this is the div tag, that is the container that is getting generated. Now guys, let us get this button at the center of the container over here. So simply we will provide the text align as center in this case. So as you can see, we have got the button at the center of the container, and also we want the entire container to be at the center of the screen. So guys, simply we can make use of the margin attribute, and the value should be auto in order to get the container at the center. So when we save this file now, and you can see that on the web browser we are getting the container at the center now. So guys, these are some of the basic attributes that we have provided to the container. Also, let us provide certain attributes to the change background color as well. So we will style this particular button also. So simply we will make use of the hash character since we are using the ID of this button tag, and then inside the open and close curly braces, let us give the background color as green this time. So over here we have provided green, and also we want to change the font color to white over here. So we will provide it as white, and we will say the border radius of, let's say, 10 pixels. When we save this file now, you can see that we have the button getting displayed with this particular background color and also the border radius. Now guys, apart from this, let us also provide the padding of 5 pixels. So over here simply we will provide the padding as well, and apart from this we also want some hover effect, so that when the user gets the mouse cursor on this change background color, we want to decrease the size of the button. So guys, what we can do is simply we can make use of the hover pseudo class in this case. So guys, simply we make use of the colon and then followed by the hover pseudo class, and then inside the open and close curly braces, simply we will make use of the transform CSS property, in which case we will be using the function that is scale, and it should scale to 0.9 in this case. The default value will be 1. If you go to greater than 1, then the size of the button will increase, but if you go to less than 1, then the size of the button will decrease over here. So guys, when we save this file now and when we get the mouse cursor, you can see that there is a transform effect that is getting implemented when we get the mouse cursor on the button. Now guys, the important thing is when we click on this change background color, the background that is white currently of this web page should change to some other color. So guys, how we can do that? simply inside the script.js file, we need to write our JavaScript code. So guys, first of all, we need to identify this button that is having the ID change background color. So guys, over here, simply we are going to make use of the document keyword in this case, which is very helpful in order to identify the HTML elements. So guys, over here we use the document keyword followed by dot, and then there are multiple ways in order to identify these elements, that is the div tag or the button tag inside the HTML web page. So guys, one way is to use the get element by ID over here. So you can see that when we type get, you get multiple suggestions for the different functions, that is get element by ID or get element by class name, get elements by name, and so on. There are multiple ways in order to get the specific HTML element. So guys, either we can make use of the get element by ID over here, which is going to take one parameter. You can see that the parameter will be the ID of that particular element. So simply inside the single or the double quotes, we have to provide the change background color, that is the ID of the button. So guys, this is one way in order to identify the button over here. The another useful way is to make use of the query selector method in this case. Now guys, what is the advantage of query selector method? It helps us to provide anything, like we can also provide the ID, or else we can provide the class name as well. We can simply provide the tag name as well. So guys, one function can take any parameter, and based on that parameter, the HTML element will be identified from your web page. So guys, we are going to make use of this query selector over here, and since it is the ID that we are going to make use of, so basically inside the single or the double quotes, we have to use the hash character over here first of all, followed by the ID of the HTML element. So guys, this is the way in order to identify a specific HTML element with the help of its ID by using the hash character. If you are using the value of the class, that is container, then instead of using the hash character, you have to make use of the dot character over here, so that the proper HTML element is identified. So guys, in this case, we have identified the button over here, and then we need to assign this button to a specific variable. So on the left hand side, we will simply provide the button variable followed by the equal to operator. So guys, this line of statement is responsible in order to identify the button tag over here and assign it to the button variable. Now guys, simply let us provide the console.log statement over here, and we will print what is there inside the button variable. So when we save this file now and go to the web browser, let me just open the console on this web browser. So we click on the inspect option after the right click of the mouse button. So when we check the inspect option over here inside the console section, you can see that we are getting the button with the ID change background color and the change background color, that is the text over here. Now guys, let me just clear this and reload this page once again. You can see that we are getting this button with the change BG color over here and all the properties generated inside the console section of the web browser. So guys, you can see that we are getting the inner HTML, inner text as the change background color, that is the text that we have already set. Now guys, we will not go deep into this particular thing right now, but we are successfully able to identify the button over here, and that was the purpose in order to use this console.log statement. Now guys, what we have to do is on the click of the button, we have to change the background color of this web page. So simply we are going to make use of this button variable followed by dot, and then we have something called as add event listener. So guys, basically this particular function will help us in order to listen to the different events that are happening with this particular button. So guys, over here the add event listener function is going to take two parameters. So the first parameter will be the what kind of event we are listening to. So guys, over here simply inside the single or the double quote, we are going to provide the click event in this case, since we want the user to click on this particular button, after which we want to change the background color. And then guys, after this we have the second parameter over here, which is going to be a function this time. So guys, over here we simply provide function followed by open and close parenthesis, and then we have the open and close curly braces. So guys, this is the way that we provide the function as the second parameter, which is a callback function actually. So guys, over here inside the open and close curly braces, what we have to do is we need to change the background color of the body in this case. So before changing the background color of the body, let us provide some console.log statement, and simply we will say clicked button over here, so that we can confirm that actually we are coming inside this add event listener function and inside this particular callback function over here when we click on this button that is present on the web page. So when we save this file now, let me just open the console section once again over here through the inspect option. So as you can see, we are under the console section. When we click on this particular button, so as you can see, we are getting the clicked button text over here. When we click once again, you can see that the number is increasing since we are having the same text. So guys, this ensures that we are actually coming inside this particular callback function. So we don't need this console.log statement, but instead we want to change the background color over here. So we will provide the change background color code in this case. Now guys, what we have to do is, again we have to identify the tag that will correspond to the entire web page. So in this case, we want to find the body tag of the web page over here. So how do we do that? Simply we are going to use the document keyword once again followed by dot, and this time we are going to make use of the query selector once again, and then after this we have the open and close parenthesis followed by the body tag inside the single or the double quote. So guys, over here simply we will assign this particular element to the variable that is body in this case. So guys, now just like we had identified the button inside the button variable, now we have the entire body inside the body variable over here, which we can use in order to change the background color. So guys, inside the callback function within the add event listener, what we have to do is simply we will make use of the body variable followed by dot, and this time we will make use of the style property followed by dot once again, and then what is the property that we want to change? It is the background color. So as you can see, once we start typing, we are getting all the suggestions from the VS Code, and we want to change the background color over here. So this is the color that we want to change. Now guys, after providing this particular property, on the right hand side we need to provide a certain value, that is the color that we want to set as the background color. So let us say simply I want to provide the aqua color over here for the entire body of the web page. So in this case we are providing the aqua as the string on the right hand side. So when we press enter and go to the web page, now you can see that the web page is having the white color as the background color. So when we click on this particular change background color over here, you can see that the background color of the entire web page is now updated to the aqua color. Now guys, when we click on the change background color once again, nothing is happening right now, because what we are doing is only we are setting the color to a fixed color, that is aqua over here. So guys, we will be creating the random color generator function in order to generate the random color over here. So let us create the function in order to get the random color over here. So simply we will say get random color. This is the function that we are going to use. Now guys, inside this function we are going to return some hex color over here, and the hex colors, as you know, the numbers will go from 0 up to the F character. So simply first of all we will define all the characters that are possible inside the hex color. So guys, over here inside the str variable we are going to define all the numbers and the characters as well. So we have 0 1 2 3 4 up to the 9th digit over here, followed by A B C D E F. So guys, these are the characters that are used inside the hex color. So guys, basically we are also going to have the other variable, that is color in this case, which we are going to return, and this color will be set as the background color for this particular body tag over here. So simply initially we need to provide the hash character, after which we want the 6 characters which will be selected from this particular string variable over here. So guys, simply we are going to make use of the for loop this time, and this will go from I that will be equal to 1 up to I less than or equal to 6, because we want the 6 characters from this particular str variable that will be selected randomly. So guys, over here we provide the increment that is I++ as well, and then inside the for loop we are going to make use of the math.random function over here in order to generate the random number. Now guys, since we have the 16 characters over here going from 0 to 9, which are 10 numbers over here followed by 6 characters, so basically we have total number of 16 characters inside the string. Now guys, we want to generate the numbers between 0 to 15 over here, which will correspond to the index number of this particular string. So what we have to do is math.random will help us in order to generate the numbers between 0 and 1 with the decimal point. But if we want the numbers between 0 to 15, we have to multiply it by 16 over here. Now guys, since math.random will help us in order to get the numbers in decimal point in this case, we have to make use of the math.floor function over here in order to get the integer. So using the floor function, we need to enclose this random function so that we get the numbers between 0 to 15 only. And then guys, using that randomly generated number, we are going to access the characters from the string variable, which can be also accessed as the array. So guys, over here we are going to make use of the str variable, and we have to use the open and close square brackets over here, within which we have our number that is getting generated randomly. So guys, this is the way in order to access one of the character inside the str variable randomly, and then we need to append this to the color variable over here. So simply on the left hand side we will provide color plus equal to. So guys, after the hash character 6 times we are going to get one of the characters that will be generated randomly from the str variable over here. And then guys, since we have already got the color, now simply we can return the color from this particular function. So we provide return color over here. So guys, this is the important function in order to get the random color, and basically this function we are going to call when we click on that particular button on the web page, which will help us in order to change the background color of the body. So guys, over here simply instead of having the fixed color for the background color of the body, we are going to call the get random color function over here. So simply we will provide get random color followed by open and close parenthesis this time, which will provide us the color in return. So let me just save this file now, and let us see what are the changes that we can see over here. By default we have the background color as white, but when we click on the change background color, you can see the background color is now getting updated over here. When we click on the background color once again, it is randomly generating the color using the str variable that we have defined over here, and it is the hex color that we are getting. So guys, in order to see what is the color that is getting generated, we can simply provide the console.log statement over here, and we can print the color on the console of the web browser. So when we save this file now, before returning we are printing the color value in this case. So let me just open the console section over here by using the inspect option. So you can see that we have the console section, and when we press on the change background color, you can see that this is the value of the hex color that we are using in order to set the background color of this web page. So when we click on the change background color once again, you can see that another color is getting randomly generated. So guys, this is the way that we can easily set the background color of the web page by using the JavaScript code. Now guys, apart from this, as a part of your homework, you can also provide some fixed colors such as red, green and blue as separate buttons over here, and when you click on those buttons, you have to write your code accordingly under the add event listener over here, so that only that particular color is set as the background color of the body. So guys, comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.